So you want to know who are the best flanks in Paladins? Well, you've come to the right place. My name is Raynday, and today I'm going to take you through the top 5 best flanks in Paladins. So if you want to dash, if you want to dive, if you want to flank, spank, and delete those tanks, these are the champions for you. However, there is going to be some interesting aspects to this list that incorporate some of the upcoming changes these champions will have. It's slightly speculation, but most of these places are for sure, and let me know what you guys think about them in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's get this bad boy started. The number 5 best flank in all of Paladins goes to Skye. Now, number 5 was so close. This could have been a lot of different champions, and honestly, there's a lot of favorites out there that may not be included in this list, and you could swap them in for Skye. But Skye is basically one of those fringe flanks that gets some mid-tier play, is situational on certain maps, but not really good enough to break the top 3. However, Skye is getting some changes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sweet Jesus, she's getting some changes, and that smoke screen is no longer going to occlude you from the inside to the outside, and from the outside into the inside. So you're now going to be able to see just inside that smoke screen wherever you are. It's also going to be able to reset things like your stealth, reset all of your smoke screen cards like healing vapors, which gives you up to 500 health every couple of seconds that thing is reapplying. So there's a lot of potential here that we haven't seen coming to Skye in 2019. Now, I mean, is this something to throw a parade about? Probably not, but I mean, Skye is going to be looking a little bit better, and even though she already keeps it tight with that thing, if you know what I'm saying, she is going to be having some more options, some more ways to play around, and probably a little bit more success at mid-range with a lot of her things like sustain cards and obviously reapplication of stealth, helping her to be trickier from longer ranges of distance without fully committing onto a target and dying if she doesn't get that kill. But Raynday, you're crazy. This Skye is top tier. I've been playing Paladins for 85 years, and I understand that every game I play I get 500 million damage with Skye. How is this? Who's taking this guy seriously? Skye can do good things, but she's very much a glass cannon and very much one-dimensional. If she succeeds really well, and if she fails, she completely fails, and that's the problem with Skye. That's why she can't go up into the number 4 slot in this list, which is occupied by none other than Zen. Man, Zen is one bad boy, and he has always been that way. A really dope character that can swing fire from his sword. He ranks in at number 4 for a lot of reasons, but mostly because of the reasons that Skye lacks. Skye lacks that diversity to be able to play different roles and also to survive as well when she gets up close. Zen is nearly the exact opposite, and you'll notice that the trend of 4 through 1 have a lot of survivability potential and a lot of distraction potential to be able to not only stay in a fight, but focus targets onto them while also being able to get out safely. You know, like if you're robbing a bank, right? You know, and you need somebody to come through and distract the cashier while you go ahead and you start robbing it with all of your, you know, you guys you never robbed a bank? Really? I'm the only one? FBI, open up. So I never robbed a bank, but Zen truly can rob a point fight. He could actually go in there with his billow and distract so many people and just stay in the back line. He's a threat that you can't ignore, because if you do and you try to fight somewhere else, he will pop out of billow and kill you instantly. If you do try to shoot him, maybe he's got his counter available. If you aggress and try to shoot him after the counter, maybe he whirls away behind line of sight, and now you've wasted 10 seconds trying to kill someone who has not died and is still a threat in your back line. These are the things that top tier flanks can do, and Zen does it better than almost anybody else. Since we may be going into a sustain meta with more tanks, maybe more supports, Skye having that debilitate to deal with high HP percentage and get them down quickly is a really good asset for a flank to have. Zen has something very similar in Guillotine, which is a fantastic talent that allows him to do percentage based health onto targets and essentially just one-hit KO them with his spike. Turns it from floppy noodle to an actual instant KO. He also has Yomi, which is very flexible damage, and you could use that to just continually apply pressure onto the point, duel out with backline snipers or damage dealers like Cassie and Leon, or just be aggressive wherever you want and take duels knowing you've got that extra damage that is going to push you over the edge. Although Zen has so many good tools, he can't rank up to number 3 because number 3 just brings with it that survivability, that resetability, and that damage that's just at another level, frankly. Give it up for our number 3, Talus. Currently, Talus is just a bit of a stat monster. He's one of those champions that has lifesteal, he's got damage reduction, he's got anti-heal, he's got movement speed. Is there another stat I can think of? Just the ability to have like curlier hair? Let's throw that in there. He gets 50% if he puts it at level 5. Whatever happens with Talus is really just about what stats you're interested in. And now with the reduction of cauterize in current loadout cards, he's going to have to change his playstyle a bit, and one could say it might actually make him a little worse. But if somebody said that, they'd be an idiot. You know how I know? Because I just said that. And I just, oh, now I see what happened. So maybe I didn't phrase that correctly. I think it is true that he is going to be completely worse because he's losing Antediluvian. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be a bad character. In fact, he's still going to be quite strong because his cards are actually very beneficial if you could put more points into them. You're just going to be able to take those 5 points you had for anti-heal and put them into movement speed and evanescent. You're going to be able to put them into guts for more damage reduction. You're going to be able to put them into reduced cooldown on the Rune of Travel. You're just going to be able to do all these things that are already really good for Talus at a higher level. So in one way, yes, he is getting worse, but he's also getting better at the things he already excels at. And of course, the thing that really puts him over the edge, in my opinion, over Zen is the amount of damage he brings to the table and his ability to traverse space very quickly and get to the back line. One of the hardest things for flanks to do is to get to the actual sniper or maybe the Cassie or the Leon who's just camping in the back next to their support, doing damage and disrupting your entire game plan because they have to cross the territory of no man's land. They got to pass the front line. They got to pass the other damage dealer, maybe the other flank on the way. Talus can get there immediately with true power, and that brings Talus into a completely different conversation as far as accessibility into the target that he's trying to kill. As far as raw burst damage, Talus is so hard to beat, and that's why he has to be number 3 on this list. He's just so effective when he gets to his right spot, and teams just have to do their best and try to make sure that he can't get there. However, that doesn't mean that he's better than our number 2 or our number 1 flanker because they just have so much going for them, it's hard to count them out of the top 2 spots. Let's head to our number 2 best flank in all of Paladins, and that's none other than Androxus. Now, Androxus has been the man since the beginning of Paladin's time. I mean, he has been dominating the realm ever since the brother showed up with his edgelord look and his cape. And then the revolver as well that happened to be cursed from somewhere, somehow, we don't really know the story. But Androxus's ability to own and dominate a game of Paladins is truly one of the only things that has consistently been a part of this game since I've started playing several years ago. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Androxus is iconic for a reason. He's got good damage, he's got incredible mobility, he's got a great defensive utility with his reversal that catches damage and throws it back out, but also acts like a shield for himself and his teammates, and he's also got the ability now to decimate compositions with a brutal and deadly punch.
But Raynday, my friend, why is Androxus so much better than everybody else? Why? Can you tell me why? Why?
The reason I would say, honestly, why Androxus has always been this good is potential. He brings the most amount of potential damage, potential flankability, potential game-changing snowball kind of dominance to a player who is good enough to do it. And unlike Talus, where you have to wait for these cooldowns, unlike Zen, where you have no hypermobility, unlike Skye, where you go in and if you don't get 1 kill, you're assuredly dead, Androxus can do all of those things. He has the mobility. He can stay alive even if he gets pressured. He can delete people just as fast as these other flanks that we've been talking about. And the highest of level of player, the best player that is in a first-person shooter or a hero shooter competition can make Androxus look better than nearly anybody else. And that is why he has always been a go-to flank, and one of the best in the business from the very beginning in Paladins. So what I got from all of that as a viewer is that it's because he looks badass, right? That's all the PowerPoints going on for the main event championship that he's got. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Androxus does look significantly cooler than Talus. So, I mean, people are going to want Andro to be a little bit better than the guy. But, you know, Talus is doing his thing, so no disrespect there. But none of these fellas are doing any better than the queen herself, the Ice Queen, keeping it locked, keeping it chill, keeping it frozen. The number 1 best flank in all of Paladins right now is Eevee. Now, there's no argument. There's nothing you could say to sway my mind on this. We saw it in the World Championships about a month ago with Random Noob, that bad man, piloting Eevee and North America to their first ever championship at the world stage. And it is because of how versatile, how successful, how dominant this champion can be when in the right hands. She's got damage, she's got mobility, she's got self-healing, she's got self-immunity and damage immunity. And see PC immunity. She's also got 2 movement skills, so add another one onto mobility, and she's got a great lockdown ultimate that can isolate a key component of the team composition. That Vivian's giving you trouble, go ahead and hit her with an Ice Storm. She should die right after that. Oh, maybe there's really just a flanking Androxus who you can't somehow stop. Go ahead and wait till he lands near you, hit him with that Ice Storm, and then you can shut him down and snowball the rest of the fight 5-4. She's a perfect character for a person with high intellect and high decision-making skills to be able to pilot and take advantage of fully. Now, you don't got to be a Mensa student. You ain't got to be Albert Einstein to go ahead and play a game of Eevee, but it would definitely help if you're trying to get to the next level to have some good decision making. Eevee is one of those champions that really is up to the player. She could be very lackluster, and you can see in basic Eevee just stand on the point and try to shoot people from long range, but someone who knows her ability to breach that backline, to go in and cause havoc, to turn people around and say, we have to deal with this Eevee, knows the power that you can bring to a team composition and to a game. The thing that I love about Eevee being at the #1 spot for me in this list is the fact that she can do the things that she does only when someone good is playing her. And it's great to be able to see that kind of discrepancy in team compositions. You can see a player who, you know, will kill you on Androxus and look like a bum on Eevee because they're 2 different skill sets, and that makes it really worthwhile to invest in both. Maybe you learn Androxus for the first part of your Paladins career, but you want a new challenge. Taking on Eevee could be that thing that engages you and gives you that next 100, 200, 600, 1,000 hours of play before you feel confident that you could play her with the best of the best. And she may even get buffed, unlike some of these other champions who are having some very questionable or bigger changes happen to them, like Androxus getting his punch nerfed. You're not going to see that for Eevee right now. In fact, she may even get a little bit of reprieve in her base kit. I'm pushing for that idea, as she probably is going to lose that talent and keep the other 3. Let me know what you guys think about this list, though, and whether you believe Eevee should be #1, whether you believe 5, 4, 3, or 2 should be there as well, and share your thoughts as who you think are the best Paladins champions in the flank class today in the game. I'll be watching, I'll be waiting, and I'll be ready to comment back to you guys and continue the conversation down below. Stay tuned for more great content here on Raynday Gaming by subscribing and liking the video, and thanks again just for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, my friends, have a great day, and remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all in the realm.